is not how
What is up, everyone?
This is not how I
This
started.
is what Danielle does in the middle of the day. She's trying to hide. She was literally just on the ground hugging Grace. What do you call this time?
Puppy snug break.
Puppy snug break.
Puppy snug.
Or carpet snugs.
She's acting like she doesn't like it. You love it. You love it.
She's camera shy. Are you camera shy today, Grace? Look how dressed up Danielle is looking.
My hair is up and I don't have face makeup on.
She is looking beautiful today.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to our channel. We are going to be showing you, well, Nicholas wants to talk about things and I want to talk about things. So two things, I guess. Today we are going to be following up our last vlog, talking about what we do with scraps. I think you guys have higher expectations than what we have. There's like not much you can do with scraps, but we'll just show you some things that we do. And then Nicholas wants to talk about some positivity. Let's go into the cutting room. Nicholas and I did not prepare for this, so I don't know what ideas he had, but ideas in my head about the scraps were that you make extra small bandanas because
Let's show them our scrap tray. This is the scrap tray where all the extra scraps go.
well, we used to have a bin and a tray, but we don't use scraps as much as we should. So a lot of times they just get thrown out.
Danielle thinks that, but she's not the cutter, so that's not
like,
true.
These are pieces that Nicholas will keep if he thinks that the extra small would fit. Like, bam. This could have been trashed, or this could have been half of $18.
Yeah.
$9, because half of a bandana. So,
Tell them how crazy I am about the scraps.
he's really good. He is a puzzle master. I am not good. I'm like,
She would have thrown that away.
I would have thrown this away. Well, sometimes. But he's really good, and like, you know, instead of trash, making money is very important, especially early on in your business. Something else that we did was started creating scrunchies. Now we don't just use scraps for that, but the reason we started doing scrunchies was because we wanted to use the scraps. Wouldn't you say, Nicholas?
Absolutely.
The first time I was like, oh, we can make a scrunchie out of this amount of fabric. So that's kind of how that started, but now we cut regular fabric for scrunchies all the time because we sell a lot of them.
One of the other big things, let's go show them the ties that we make. So we have the headband fabric.
Oh yeah, so on headbands, the amount of fabric that we get doesn't make exactly enough headbands, but now that we're making masks, we're able to use the extra headband fabric that typically wouldn't be able to use for mask ties. But the biggest thing was that we realized was like everything that we're making is for dogs and for like adult humans, and what you could use the scraps for was for tiny humans. So Nick and I, we talk about a little bit on here, we started a baby line where we were using all of those scraps to make, instead of the adult headbands, we could make baby headbands because the amount of headband fabric was less, and same with like scrunchies and hair bows for babies. Like out of this stuff, you can attach it to a clip or like a piece of nylon. So we were really making a lot of scrap stuff with the baby line, but we haven't had enough time to keep up with it. Now Nicholas's hand is hurting from holding the camera. I feel like I rambled, but you guys really were curious and commenting in our last video. Can't wait to see what you do with the scraps. A lot of baby things can be made with scraps too. Nicholas wanted to show you the ties, so I guess we'll come in here. There's kind of stuff everywhere. Between now and the last time we vlogged, we did talk about how the toys were selling a lot. It's been even more madness, so we'll show you our toy store in a minute. But here are what we use. 4 of these per one mask because there's 2 and 2 that tie around the back.
And all of this stuff was stuff that could not have been used for a headband.
And we are using it now for the mask. So although we are using scraps for the ties, we are not using scraps for the actual mask.
Well, the mask could have been, some of them were scraps, things that wouldn't have been able to, like you can't really fit a bandana on a lot of that stuff. So
you're cutting out.
Now I am that we have more, but in the beginning when it was just a few, and I still will get stuff that could not be used for a bandana into a mask.
Yeah, but he does cut a lot of regular fabric for masks too. And then in here, So, you know, we had all the toys back there in the storage room, but I'm packaging so many toys a day that I was tired of walking there. So, not that I was being lazy, but it was a lot of toys. So, here we go. We got
the toy store.
Buckets, all, well, one of them's called.
Those are all
That's
Garonas.
like 50 something Garonas.
Then we got the Chewy Vuitton.
And the LaCroix's in there. We got the Barkweiser and the Dom Perignon. We got White Paws and Rosé.
The biggest seller, guys, has been the White Paws.
But not that drastic. The second runner-up is the Garona.
Yeah, hold this one. These two. We thought about taking a picture with Danielle and having 10 of these around her saying, crazy weekend.
No, Gracie. Gracie would be passed out. So, that's kind of what we do with scraps. Oh, come here.
Come here, Holly.
Come here.
Come on. UPS.
What do you think she's bringing?
Gotta stay
I don't
behind.
think she's coming here. I don't
the
think we're
gate.
expecting anything.
We get like a package every single
I
day.
know, but I don't know what we would be
We have to
getting.
show them all the boxes that have accumulated. I'll show you guys.
Thank you. Good, how are you?
Look at all these boxes.
Keep your head up.
So many boxes. This is just the last few days.
Want to see what we got?
Danielle wants to make a fort with all these boxes.
My guess is that this is black and teal plaid.
Did you get it right? Oh, wow. Let's go show them the difference and now the amount of fabric that we're getting, especially the black roll.
So this is our Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah.
We have all this Christmas stuff out because someone ordered a bow tie that's not Christmas, but it was part of our Christmas collection. So I was rummaging through the boxes to find the fabric for that. So we, with the fabric shortage, ran out of black fabric. So then all of a sudden we went on a rampage getting black fabric, and now we have a lot of black fabric.
But also we've been getting so many more like orders recently that we've been buying in way bigger
We
bulk.
have 25 yards of black.
This is so huge.
Plus we have,
It's really heavy.
this is extra wide 5 yards, which really probably equals to like 10 yards because it's extra wide. And then we just got 4 yards here, and there's another 5 yards in the mail right now.
And then these are all 15-yard bolts.
Yeah.
So a lot of
It's
fabric.
way nicer when it's on a bolt.
That's one of the things that's
And
been.
this,
Oh, go ahead.
we have one in the package already because Nicholas didn't look at what was already in there and told me to order more. It's okay.
But how scary has it been with all the crazy stuff in the world going on that, like, not knowing when we can get fabric and stuff being sold out? Hasn't that been, like, crazy?
Like, we have a lot of fabric, but we like to have the stuff that's popular in stock too. And our other fabric shipped this morning, so that's exciting because there's a brand new one. There's a new headband matching set, and there's a new rainbow one, and we're getting a Friends one, Central Perk, so that's super exciting. I've been really waiting on that. It's taken longer than they told me. They told me 7 days, and it's probably been 14 days. But I'm super excited for that one.
And wouldn't you say that, like, although we have a lot of fabrics, that maybe, like, our top 5 to 10 best sellers are by far, in a way, the majority of our sales on average?
I have a spiel I want to give on here, but I want to go to the window so I have good lighting.
You have good lighting in here. There's a
Do
window
I?
behind me. Yeah, you look good. Moving locations for lighting purposes. Okay.
So, if you follow us on Instagram, @TailsUpPup, you would have already heard this spiel because I was on the story yesterday, but I know a lot of you guys probably don't follow us or didn't watch the story, so I'm coming on here to tell you guys my little TED Talk. We'll call it Danny's TED Talk. Danny's Talk.
Welcome to the stage, Danielle Karras.
So, what I said yesterday on the Instagram story was that we in no way are trying to say this in a bragging way. This is an inspirational talk to you guys, especially you on YouTube, because a lot of you guys are business owners, aspiring business owners, people trying to chase your own dreams and learning from what we have to share with you from our business experience. when we started this, so many, Holly's trying to attack. I'm trying to give an inspirational talk, okay? When we started this, so many people told us, you know, don't leave that traditional job and like stay in that secure position because you never know and all this stuff. And I'm sure a lot of you guys even have that mentality. But now going into this global pandemic, which we never thought was going to happen, especially only a year and some into our own business, it is so crazy to kind of prove those people wrong and show how much determination, hard work, and passion pays off. Because if Nick and I were in those traditional jobs right now, we probably wouldn't be employed. And if we were employed, like if Nick in finance probably just wouldn't be making money because you have to be like selling things to make money. And I worked at a hotel, so I probably wouldn't have my job right now. But us following our dreams, doing what we love, working super hard at our own business, we are so thankful, lucky, and blessed to be able to have this job and to be having success in this time. And I just want to say that if you guys are in that, you know, decision making, or if you don't have a job right now, or you know, you're like, what should I do with my time in quarantine? Now is the time. I already made a video on this about why now is the time to start your side hustle, start your passion, whatever it may be. But this is just proof. We are proof that you can do it, and it's definitely not easy. Nick and I work our butts off. We work so hard, and we really put everything we have into this. So whenever people are messaging me about starting their own business, you know, I always have to tell them it's not all magical like you see on social media. There is a lot that goes on behind the scenes, but it's definitely worth it. Yeah, I hope that was motivational to you guys. Do you have anything to add, Nicholas?
There's a Jim Carrey quote that I forget the exact thing, but
Yeah.
you can fail at your dreams, but you can also fail at, I don't know, your traditional, like what society wants.
Didn't he get laid off on his traditional
His dad was an accountant playing it safe. His dream was to be a comedian. The reason he didn't pursue that is because he was scared of not being able to make money and be successful at that. Well, he ended up losing his job as an accountant. So you can fail at doing what you don't love just as easy as doing what you do love.
And that quote is so true right now in this global pandemic. So many people have lost their jobs, and you can fail at that security too. So you might as well be doing what you love and what you're passionate about. You should not be miserable in your job. There is something out there that is better for you, and you just gotta find that thing for you.
Thank you, Danielle Karras, for your TED Talk. Applause.
Is this a curtsy or is this a curtsy?
For all the growling you heard in the background, it's these two.
They're ruining my TED Talk. They're very happy that we have this job because they would be so sad to be home by themselves all the time, wouldn't you?
Well, we know what happens when they're at home by themselves. If you guys didn't know, Gracie and Holly chewed the front rug.
Look, she looks like she's trying to
Hey.
chew that one.
No.
Yeah, but that's really my big thing I wanted to tell you guys. Positivity, keep your head up. I know this time can be super hard for a lot of people, but we can all get through this together. Thank you guys so much for supporting us, whether it be in our actual business or just on our YouTube channel. Subscribing and watching our videos and liking these videos is a very easy, free way to support us. It really, as I've said so many times, it really motivates us to make more videos by commenting and liking and showing us that you like what we're putting out there.
Oh, talk about how our outlook on the positivity and everything with opening the store and how we couldn't do that, but like always look at the positive side of stuff.
Yeah, no one's really asked us this, which I'm surprised by, but I'm sure people are thinking like if we regret getting this space now going into this global pandemic where we couldn't open and
I had
all
someone
that.
say that to me yesterday.
You
They were
did?
worried that, you know, now that you're paying rent and you have this whole storefront and everything, like they're worried for us.
Yeah, so we do not regret it. We wouldn't have changed anything. Nick and I worked way longer than we should have in our basement. We outgrew the space, and we are very lucky to be busy online. we would be so miserable in our basement right now, especially as you see the toy store that we have going on. Like, there just wasn't room in the house. We really needed the space. We love this space. It's so beautiful. We love how it turned out, and it's so big and spacious for us. And the other thing that Nick always talks about is the rent payment, and that he was hoping that the amount of sales that we do in this store, in that part, would just pay the rent of this space, and we have been doing that online. So we grew our online business instead of getting it in here. Obviously, we hope to open our doors here eventually, not anytime soon, but very, as soon as all this goes over, we would like to open our doors and be able to do that. But we are very, very thankful that our business online has grown and we were able to make that rent payment that way. Is that what you would have said?
Yes, and just like looking on the bright side of like, while it's sad that we couldn't open up for our grand opening, we didn't let that get us down. We just kind of doubled down and tried to, grow our online presence and do what we could during this time. And that, we've been lucky that that's paid off for us. Mm-hmm. But that while there's bad situations going on, you can always, whether it's you guys at home working on your side hustle or whatever, just doing what you can.
Yeah, and after that Etsy video that I made, people were like, how come this isn't working for me? Like, it's not magical. The things that I shared and advice that I had isn't like, this is how you're gonna make $100,000. Like, that's not how it works. Like, you have to really figure out what's gonna work for your business. I was just sharing tips and tricks on my end. I was also listening to a podcast this morning that I liked what she was saying about figuring out how, if you were the shopper, what would motivate you to buy your product. And so for us, for Nick and I, when we started this, I was like doing my market research on what other brands are doing, and I was like, why is no one taking a picture of the product on the animal? Like, everyone was taking a picture of the dog bandana.
It's just a picture of like
on the table
online.
And I was thinking to myself, like, when I'm shopping for clothes, I'm never intrigued to buy something of a shirt that's on a hanger. I always want to see it on the person.
Like this.
So, Nick and I really went above and beyond to photograph our products on the animal, which is Gracie, and now that is part of our brand. People see a golden retriever and a bandana on Etsy and they know it's Gracie. No one else is doing that. And now, I mean, I think it's way more appealing. If I was shopping, I would click on the one that had the dog instead of the one that was in a dark room. Our photos are just really good. And
tell them how, but it is so much more work and more frustrating, but...
Yeah, so now I understand why no one does it, because it's so hard to take a picture of a dog sitting still, looking cute in your product, because they move, they're distracted. I want her to look a certain way, and I can't always get her to look that way. We're very lucky to have 2 people, because that definitely makes it easier, but it's still really hard, and it's a lot of work. It definitely would be easier to put it on a table. I understand why everyone does it, because it's easy, but we don't want easy. We want to, like I said, be different, stand out, and Gracie
show what the product
is our brand now. So people see Gracie, and they know she's Tails Up Pup. So that's important to me. And you got to find what's important to you in your business. I feel like I've talked so much.
No, I think what you said is so true. It's not an overnight thing. I mean, it's so rare that it is, and that you just got to keep putting in the time and trying to figure out how to differentiate yourself. I mean, how long did it take for us to get going? A while.
So long. And the number one thing that I'm always saying, and people just don't get it, I feel like, how do you expect someone to buy something if they don't know about it? You've got to get your product in front of your target audience, and a lot of times you have to pay for that. Sometimes there's free ways, but a lot of times you have to pay for marketing, and that's going to be essential in a business. You're gonna have to get it in front of the people, and if you don't have a lot of money, think about how you're gonna budget and what is important to you, but if you're gonna put all your money into creating a product and then no one sees it, what's the point?
Well, that's an investment that we decided to make early on. Every little dollar that we had extra, rather than paying ourselves, we were able to put it back into the business and marketing and grow that way.
And even now, people are still buying from the first ad we ever ran. So the cost of that person was well worth it, because we're still getting them buying this long after.
Talk about customer acquisition cost and lifetime value of a customer and what that means for anyone that might not know.
Like what?
Well, particularly
Like
lifetime
what I just said?
Yeah, well, just go into more detail about it. Like, say it cost $10 to get somebody to buy your $20 item. You would think that that's pretty expensive and there's not much margin, but if that person stays around and the average one ends up buying 2 to 3 more times from you, that's over, the lifetime value of the customer is way more than it actually might initially seem like.
Yeah. There's a lot of things we could talk about. Let us know if any of the things that we talked about sparked something that you want to know more about. Ask us in a question form what you want to know more, or let us know the topic so we can make a whole video on it, because I feel like we spit little sparks flying everywhere and a bunch of different things that we just talked about. And I feel like I've talked so much, but...
Well, we're clearly passionate about business, and we would love
are.
to share any insights that we have.
We know that there is no guidebook on starting your own business, and there never will be, because everyone's business is different, but we hope that we are able to share our knowledge in some way to you guys. And so, that's what this YouTube channel is sharing some of our personal life and most of our business life and helping you guys along the way. So if you have any questions, let us know. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and check out Tails Up Pup on Instagram and tailsuppup.com, and we will see you guys next time. Bye!
I used to think I had plenty of dreams and light in my life. Still my glass was half empty, but you came along and showed me how.